All right, bear with me now. I don't have a script for this. There's going to be pauses. There is going to be backtracking. I don't care. If you want the possible wisdom this video can provide you, then please stick around. I am discussing journaling today, specifically a style of journaling that I don't know if I necessarily came up with, but I did for myself. I'm not going to claim I'm the first one to ever make it, but I certainly created the name myself, WHYDAY. Now, WHYDAY has its essence in self-inquiry. You need to self-inquire. That is going to be the most beneficial thing you can do for your entire life. It is more beneficial than working a high-paying job and being able to support all of your whims and desires. Because if you don't know why you want those desires, you're going to waste. You're going to feel unsatisfied, even if you do get them. And you're going to get to the end of your life. You're going to realize that you might have lived life, but your depth of life was never lived. It was never saw through. You need to understand what things make you feel alive, what things make you feel bad, what things trigger you, what things make you feel empowered. When you understand things and where they came from, you gain the power to decide how you want to live your life. I'm no longer pulled by the tides of my mind. I'm no longer a victim to my mind. I harness the mind as a tool. When someone triggers me, I can sit there. I can take the message. You don't want to bury these things. What is that word? You don't want to repress these things. You need to honor them. They are real. They're not materially and concretely real, and that's important to realize. Just because I perceive something my friend said is rude does not make it so. Felt rude though, so I need to honor that in me. You either honor it by the immediate reaction, by blowing up and making a fool of yourself. Maybe you lose someone that could have been pivotal in your life because of these. Maybe you are in a cycle of cheating on women that are actually in love with you, but you're so overrun by this I never got enough attention from mommy complex, or I'm too awesome to limit myself, that you're just losing. You're spiraling, and you don't even know you're spiraling. But then the moment comes where you look back in retrospect. And that's where I want to give a warning. Why days are great. Why days allow you to grow. But they are going to hurt you, to say the least. I'm going to touch on this later, though. Back to why it's important. When you realize why I act this way, you gain awareness. When you can trace that back to where it begun, that's a very powerful thing, where I can realize that my expectation that when I'm getting yelled at by some authority figure or by someone I see as a father figure or what have you, when they disagree with me and I get all this anxiety in my chest and I'm like ready to fight, and then I'm replaying it in my head later that day and I'm thinking about, oh, I should have said that and that would have fucking got him. Why? If the problem wasn't that big, why blow it out of proportion? Well, then you can trace it back and be like, oh, that's from the abusive father in my past, so now I expect all men to act that way. Or maybe you got cheated on, and now you expect all women to be dissatisfied with you and to lie to you and manipulate you and to cheat on you, so now you're way too controlling. You're micromanaging. You're trying to understand every single thing going on in their head, preparing for them to leave you. And in the process, you give them a reason to leave you because you're being unbearable. Even when you think you're controlling a problem, you're really not. 9 out of 10 times. The only time you're really in control is when you can stay in this disconcerted space. When I could be like, okay, I can remember that this feeling comes from my childhood. I can feel the similarity. I can remember what it felt like then, and I can feel the feeling that's in me now, and this is congruent. This is identical. And then I can realize this is irrational. This does not add up. Someone that has this minor disagreement with me should not be getting the brunt of all of this psychic force from my past. They should not have my emotional turmoil unloaded upon them. In the instance of the cheating girlfriend dude, whatever, he is unloading his insecurity from a past partner and treating new partners in that way. He's treating them in a way that is unfair. He's treating them like girlfriend A when he's now with girlfriend B. They're different people. They're going to act in different ways, and yet girlfriend B is getting punished for the actions of girlfriend A. Sit with yourself. You realize these things. You get the choice to act. I realize that this is where it comes from. What am I going to do about this? You're still going to have that charge in you. Maybe you need to step away. Hey, let's talk about this later. I can't do this right now. Step away. Come back to it another time when those emotions have receded, that visceral sensation is gone, or lesser. Maybe you need a breath. Maybe you need to count down from 5. I don't know, whatever the fuck works for you. That last one don't work for me. What works for me is gratitude. I realize that I cannot be grateful and angry at the same exact time. If I'm fucking shit up at work or someone's pissing me off, then I'm like, I have all 4 of my limbs. I can breathe out of my nose today in allergy season. My belly is full. I am with the love of my life. I have a dry place to rest my head. Clean body. I'm fit. I'm not dying of heart disease to my knowledge. I have so much to be grateful for. Why am I letting this throw me off my axis? So that's why it's important. You realize it. It's just the recognition. And that comes with time. I'm not saying a WHYDAY is going to cure all. You're not going to immediately transition into this new self, this new sense of self. But you will be moving towards it. And as I said before, it's the most valuable thing you can be moving towards, because then all of a sudden you get to live your life how you decide to. You're not ruled by these psychic forces in your mind. You're not a fool. You're conscious. You're able to act how you wish to act. Because I know there's so many times in our lives where we set this intention. I am going to be a more disciplined man. But then you hit a wall, and then all of a sudden you stop going to the gym. You pick up the game again. You're not living your life. You're just a slave to whatever the hell is in the back of your head making you feel like this is what I need to dedicate my time to. This is the most valuable thing I can do. There's something behind that. You need to ask yourself why that is. WHYDAY, you ask yourself why that is, and you dedicate 100% of your attention when you do. I don't have my TV on with 1/4 of my attention at that while I'm trying to journal. No, you need to be able to relax. You need to be able to get into it. You need to be able to challenge your beliefs, those irrational ones, the ones that have energy behind them. If you feel emotional about something, you feel certain about something, those are the things you need to question the most. Those are the things that can really fuck you up if you're not questioning yourself. If you are defending yourself irrationally, this is it because I say it is and my ego is the authority. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I had 3 points with that. I don't remember, as I said, unscripted. Yeah. So challenge those viewpoints that have those energy tied into them. Challenge the ones that you you really feel passionate about. You'd be able to trace things back to the past. And I'm telling you, your mind works a lot better when you're focused, when you're relaxed. And dedicating your energy also allows you to just be more creative. It allows you to, oh, my answer I just wrote? Dude, this gives me another question that I get to write. So question 1 might be, this is the first WHYDAY question I ever had on June 7th, or June 11th, 2023. What started making you doubt yourself as a kid? So I might write many things. I used to think this and that. Why did I think this and that? Why did I internalize what happened to me in that way where now I try to be fatalistic and predict everything? Now I feel certain that I deserve this, or other people are going to act in this way, or I need to defend myself and hurt others when I get hurt. Why is that? Especially when other people want to be happy and avoid suffering just like you. What in your head makes you feel that much more superior as to be able to crush them like an ant underneath your foot and move on with your life, not feeling bad about it, feeling good about it, in fact, feeling like, yeah, I got them back. What is that? How I do my WHYDAYs is I collect questions throughout the week. I have an app called Tik Tik, Tiktik. It's got this little emblem with a check mark on it. It's a bullet list. You can put lists inside of lists and then collapse the lists, and oh, I fucking love it. When I get a question, there's a coworker that came up to me yesterday, and that's why I wanted to record this, and he was like, I don't understand why I feel so I don't remember his word. Basically, he felt obligated is the word. Why I feel so obligated to work overtime every single day. Why I feel bad when I don't work overtime. And I was like, yeah, why is that? He was like, And then he just moved on. It wasn't an appropriate time to think about the question. He had a job to do. Fucking forklifts and honking horns and shit going around. You got to stay locked in those moments. Driving even, I mean, you can get into a good thought when you're driving, but as I said, it's not 100% of your attention. You're not going to really be able to get into it. You write them down. You make time. As I said, the most important investment you can make. This is the only way to happiness. The only way. You could be rich enough to have all your desires. Ooh, yeah. But if you don't know why deep down you feel like you need that shit, why you've just chased your whole life, you're going to feel like shit. And why'd you even do it then? Your happiness is the most important thing. And the only way to happiness is self-understanding, self-control. You got to be able to live your life. You don't want all of these things in the background living your life for you. You need to be living your life. You collect the questions. You make time. I just said why you need to make time. And if you disagree with that, you need a WHYDAY. You need to figure out why deep down you feel like your happiness is not as important as your livelihood or what have you. I don't know. Why you devalue your happiness? You write down the questions, you make time, and you do it. And you can supplement it with like, ooh, I eat my favorite cracker, or I eat my favorite cookie, or I drink my, what the fuck? I picked this up and the saucer came up with it from, I guess it cooled down and the pressure sucked it up. But yeah, you make time, focused time. You reward yourself. Make it feel good to do this. I mean, it in itself is a reward, but reward your body for doing it too. Tasty tea, favorite cookie, favorite cracker. It's like giving a dog a treat, and then all of a sudden they're excited to sit. They want that little hot dog, want that nibble. I need to do this every single week, or I start to go crazy. Fun fact. Now, you can take that as a bad thing. I'm as addicted to my journal as the majority of people are addicted to the Reels or TikTok or Shorts. I also have an addiction there. I don't mean to convey that message otherwise. I'm not special in that way. However, this gives back to me. This allows me to feel good. I lost my insurance a while back. I had a therapist. I could no longer afford him. He was going to be my entire paycheck. That is the only reason I not only stayed alive, but I grew as a human being during those times. If you can just consistently come back to it, keep it in your head why you do it. Say it out loud to yourself, even if you need to. I do this because it makes me feel like a more competent person, because it makes me feel more happy, because it allows me to understand the things that I've neglected for so long, and therefore seize the power of my mind instead of being overrun by the power of my mind. Make your own motivation. Keep coming back to it. Be consistent. If you're not consistent, you're not going to get anywhere with it. And I'm sorry, but it's a lifestyle, and it's honestly one of the only ways to happiness. I'm not saying this style of journaling is the only way to be happy. I'm saying you need to invest in yourself in some way, maybe even multiple different ways every single day, or you are going to become more miserable and more miserable, more unaware. There's going to be a longer distance to gap, more material to cover even. You got a whole life to uncover, and a whole life of symbolism to uncover. What those things that happened to you, how they meant to you, how you framed them, how you use them now. I urge you to go and do it. This has went way too long. I've talked in circles, and I apologize. But I hope you will. I hope this was helpful. And yeah, I hope it helps you get somewhere. Question, why? Not are you? Not a yes or no. It's why. Reread your answers. See if there's any more questions. You got to dig deeper. Keep asking yourself why until you don't have shit left. And then ask yourself why one more time. Repeat the shit. See if something new comes up. That's a little excessive. I don't even do that, but maybe I should start. Just collect these questions. It can be from what started making you doubt yourself as a kid to why did I get angry at my coworker Matt? Why did I skip the gym today? Understand why you do what you do. And if you don't like what you see, you'll have the power to change it.